Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show. I'm your host, Jim Masters. This is our entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series. Happy holidays. Hope you guys are doing well. And I hope you're hungry because we're going to make you really hungry because we have a fantastic noted chef on our show. Chef Sommer Sellers is coming to us from New York City. And you may have seen her on this series with Gordon Ramsay, Hell's Kitchen. Yes, one of the competing contestants on Hell's Kitchen. Really exciting. She's going to stop by. We're going to talk food. We're going to talk about her incredible career, cool things that she's working on, and also her time on Hell's Kitchen. Again, she's a renowned and noted chef. She's worked at some of the great places in New York and more, and she's all excited. She's going to join us in just a second as we welcome again Sommer Sellers from New York City, chef, Hell's Kitchen reality TV series contestant, and so much more. A real pleasure to have her here. And again, if you're a big fan of the series of Hell's Kitchen, probably very excited about this. And who isn't? I mean, everybody watches that show. These are some behind the scenes photos that we have here exclusively that we're very excited to share with all of you that Chef Sommer is sharing with us, which we're very excited about. These are from the actual show and the series, the reality TV series, Hell's Kitchen itself. So these are some really cool things. And if you guys know any of the food competition shows, and we've had some guests come through here who have been on some of the shows, they've produced some of the shows. It is really very demanding, very fast paced, and you've got to get it right and you've got to, get it good. And Chef Sommer is good at all of that. And again, she's appearing on Hell's Kitchen, and it's really, really exciting. She's all excited to be here on our show, and we're all excited to welcome her as well. I want to tell you just a little bit about her incredible background as we welcome you guys. And don't forget, if you'd like to chat in our JMS Lovity chat room, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, gang. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV, that's the channel you're watching right now. Give us some subscribing, some lovity as we call it, and let us know that you enjoy what we're doing. Also, give this episode a like, thumbs up, and all the rest. But if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, it doesn't cost anything. Zero, doesn't cost. You just hit that red subscribe button. And then when you do subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV and our show, you can actually chat right now in the JMS Lovity chat room. Say hi to each other, exchange recipes, and we'll get a chance to see comments as well and all that cool stuff. So very exciting. If you want to chat in the exclusive JMS Lovity chat room right now while the show is airing, while it's on, by all means, subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV, and that's what houses the Jim Masters Show series, our entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. We say hello to the JMS Lovity family. That's all of our viewers watching internationally. We have an international audience of viewers who watch literally from all around the world. It's really cool. Throughout North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, up, down, left, right. It's really cool as our audience continues to grow and grow and grow by leaps and bounds. And it's truly been amazing. So thanks for that. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. And let me tell you a little bit about our very, very special guest. Hell's Kitchen breakout chef Sommer Sellers is one of the youngest African-American chefs on this season of Hell's Kitchen. Sommer is bringing her mother, the Jamaica flair, and her father's Southern roots in cooking to the forefront of this season's show. And one can say it was a food fusion made with love that has driven her passion for being a chef. All of these experiences have made her who she is today. She hails originally from New York City, from the great borough of Brooklyn, where there's lots of flavor and flair. And she also is focusing on her own cooking style, dishes, and brand as well, making her fantastic sort of launch into movement with her career, another awarding step into her career. Her experience in Everything is VIP is featured on Hell's Kitchen, the series this season, which is really, really exciting. Again, a very popular show with the chef and host Hell's Kitchen's own Gordon Ramsay, and Sommer has had an opportunity to be a part of that. And, that exposure is really something significant. So we're going to welcome her. She has lots to share. It's her first time on the Jim Masters Show series, but it won't be the last. Welcome our very special guest coming to us from New York City, Chef Sommer Sellers. Chef, welcome to the show. It's so awesome to have you here. And
thank you for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Happy holidays.
Same to you. Happy holidays. I'm excited to talk about the show.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you here too. I know you're going to make us hungry. Just one question. Did you have lunch yet? I hope you did.
Yes, I did, actually. I did.
So what was your lunch? Everybody would want to know, what does the chef have for lunch?
I mean, listen, sometimes in life, you got to just play it simple. So I ate leftovers from last night for lunch. I had spaghetti with like a ground turkey sausage.
Ah,
I mean, that's
not a
good.
bad leftover, you know?
Yeah.
Really, really good. Congratulations on everything. And we'll talk, about the show in just a second. First, I would love to go back in time and sort of rewind a little bit. And what were some of those early inspirations in your life? Obviously, growing up with your family around you, what were some of the influences that got you interested in culinary arts and cooking and sharing that with everybody else?
So definitely my love for eating inspired my love for cooking. Every time I went to my grandmother's house, she made like baked mac and cheese, fried chicken, and she's from the South. So
good stuff.
Kind of staples. It makes you always want to have that type of food. So
Comfort food.
And like playing around with flavors and making things taste good. And my mom, she's from Jamaica. So at home, we'll have like curry chicken, stewed chicken, jerk chicken. So I love different spices, and I love to just put that together because to me, that's the most flavorful food that I've had.
Yeah. So what was the very first sort of step forward for you to get the experience, to get the education, and to really start moving this and making this a real central focus of your life and of your career?
So I've always loved cooking shows. I watched it while I was growing up, but it wasn't until I was in my first year of college and I really had to look at what I wanted to do with my life. And I noticed that chefs, you can be a chef and you can make a decent amount of money, but it just matters what you do with your degree. And I spoke to my mom and I'm like, Ma, I honestly want to go to culinary school. And she told me, just finish college, finish your first year of college, and then we'll talk. And after I finished my first year, I passed all my classes. I said, Ma, I still want to do it. And we went to the open house at ICE, Institute of Culinary Education. And I fell in love with the school, and my mom knew it. She was just like, "You got to go here." And after that, it was a wrap.
Wow. So when you dove into the schooling, what were some of the things you were learning as you were in school? Different techniques, different processes, different ways to sort of expand upon the knowledge you already had just from watching what was going on at home growing up.
So I think the most important thing that I've learned while being in culinary school was like time management and also putting certain flavors together. And that was like the most important thing. Normally, like when you're cooking at home, my mom, she's from Jamaica, so there's a certain amount of ingredients that they use, like habanero is a staple, allspice. But in other cooking, they have different staples. So to learn each staple of like each region, it helps you kind of expand your culinary vocabulary.
Wow. Now, did you already have an idea of the style of cooking that you wanted to emphasize, or were you sort of open to all different kinds of cooking and styles and flavors?
I wanted to be VIP from when I started. I wanted to be like fine dining.
Yeah.
So on TV, the Michelin star chefs, I wanted that for myself. I didn't want like a comfort, hole in the wall. I wanted to be where you have to make a reservation in order to get into that place because it's exclusive.
Nice. That's fantastic. That's really cool. So you already had an idea of what you wanted to do and sort of how you wanted to go, in that direction, which I think is really, really cool. So what age was it when you really started cooking? What age was that? Was that as a kid? Were you helping your mother and the family in the kitchen?
So when I was about 7 years old, I was
7.
7. I was hopping. I always asked my grandmother, like, did she need any help? And she would just give me like duties like grating the cheese. And I'm like, okay, I'll
Oh,
grate the cheese, no problem. And at home, I would help my mom. And it got to a point where sometimes I would cook. You know,
yeah.
my mom, she trusted me enough because she saw that I was interested in it and I could do it. So yeah, cooking at home, that definitely is where I started.
Now I have to ask this question, and you are a professional at what you do. You're an expert at what you do, and you're a rising star in the industry. But inquiring minds would want to know, and I'm sure our viewers do. Did you get a chance to lick the frosting bowl after the cakes were made when you were a kid? I
Uh,
did.
yes, I did. I did. It actually was times where I was in Jamaica and like we'll make a cake and I would like sit and eat and ask so many questions. So yeah, definitely. My parents allow that.
That's really good. That's great. So it's sort of the combination of the Jamaican influence and the Southern influence is very, very rich and important for
Yeah.
you, which I think is really, really cool because both, provide such great flavor palette choices and menus and so much more. Um, other than loving food and being around it, were there other things that were sort of a driving force for your decision to actually, not just like food and maybe toy with it in the kitchen, but to actually become a professional chef? Yeah.
Definitely. I feel like the personality that I have, I'm outspoken. You know, when I first got in a kitchen professionally, I saw that that was okay. Just as long as you put the food out, you know, you listen to chef, but if you have a difference of opinion, people respect that. And I love that because I feel like I can be myself and I don't have to kind of block a part of me to fit in. Like I can be myself and I can excel in that career.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's a really cool way to look at it. And you have this focused approach, which I think is so really important. What are some of the dishes that you actually like to prepare? And is there a real focused specialty?
So at home, I like to prepare anything that's like spicy because that's the food I like to eat. Like jerk chicken,
Mm,
I figured out how to make a jerk chicken spice blend, and after that, it's been over. Mac and cheese, I've been trying to perfect my recipe. So like at home, I like to do a lot of Southern comfort and
yes.
food, and I like to tweak the recipe a little bit. But as far as me in a kitchen, a professional kitchen, I would say I really like to cook fish because a lot of places that I've worked specifically on fish station, but then I've
Yeah.
also been a tournant, which means that you work every single station. So it really doesn't matter where I am. I know I could get it done, but I just love cooking fish. I feel like it's a beauty in it.
Yes, there really, really is. Tell us about some of the places actually you've had an opportunity to work with. I know your first cooking experience was with Oceana
Yeah,
restaurant in Midtown New York, which
yeah.
it's a pretty
That,
good
that
place
was,
to learn.
I started there when I was 19.
Yeah.
Chef Bill, um, Chef Bill, he was like Bill Telepan. He showed me everything, and he was like yelling at people, and it kind of scared me. But after that
Probably
experience,
prepared you for Hell's Kitchen.
he did, he definitely did, and that's why I wasn't scared to apply for the show. Because I'm like, I dealt with chefs like that before, and we're good. But yeah, I've worked at Oceana. I worked at Temple Court, which is Tom Colicchio's restaurant.
Mm,
Worked for Dig. They're like a franchise, but I did like recipe and development with them. I've worked at Huertas, which is like a tapas place, and I worked
yeah.
for Spring Place, which is a private membership club. And so I've did a little bit of everything.
Good variety of places and choices and to really learn and hone your craft at as
I don't like
well.
to settle anywhere. I don't like to
Yes.
get comfortable. I like to learn different techniques, so I know that I'm actually
Constantly
moving.
learning.
Yeah.
Right, moving and growing and adding new things, which is fantastic. Um, so the idea of going on a television reality show is exciting to a lot of people, but for some people, it might also be kind of nerve-wracking, especially any of the competition shows, anything, whether it's The Voice, America's Got Talent, of course, Iron Chef, Hell's Kitchen. You love what you do, but now you have to really produce and you've got
Yeah.
to please and
A lot.
satisfy. Yeah, you got to show up exactly. So, what gave you the inspiration a friend of mine won American Idol, and he
Okay.
lives in the area here in the Northeast. And I talked to him about what was it that sort of pushed him forward to want to do it. It was actually, a friend of his that was going for it first. She didn't get through. They really liked him and they wanted him to audition. For you, what was some of the idea of, hey, I think I'm going to give this a shot and try out for Hell's Kitchen?
So I've always wanted to do that show. Actually, before I worked at my first job, I binge watched Hell's Kitchen so I could see like how a kitchen ran.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if I did any show, it would definitely be this show. And it's crazy because when I saw that they were casting, I didn't feel like I was ready. And I kind of was self-conscious. I was a little nervous to apply, and I spoke to my mom, and she was just like, Summer, if this is something you want to do, you got to do it. You can wait till I leave and film your video. And I just got out of my head and I just did it, and they called me back. So yeah, I like competition. I like playing sports.
Yeah.
I like to be competitive, and that really pushed me to do
Now,
it.
what was that feeling like when that call was for you to come down and show us your thing and hopefully be a part of Hell's Kitchen? That had to be, you must have been doing a couple of dance steps in the kitchen.
Oh, I actually remember my friends were at my house. My friend was spending the night, and I got a call, and they were like, "Oh, hey, it's from Hell's Kitchen. We're like thinking about moving you forward with the process." And I'm like, I told my friends, they didn't even know that I applied. Like I kept it to myself. And the fact that they called me back, I was just over the moon. I was running around, and me and my mom, we were celebrating. It
You
was a good moment for me.
you had spatulas in your hand and you were beating the pots and pans that were upside down in the kitchen. This is great. That's what I
I
would be
was
doing.
excited.
Yeah, that's what I would. That's really cool. I mean, could you have ever expected when you were sort of applying and moving forward with it? Could Did you go in saying, "I'm good. I know they're going to call me," or you're like, "Well, if they call, they call. They don't, they don't. I keep moving forward with my life." How did you look at it?
So obviously I had the state of mind if they didn't pick me, it's gonna be okay. But I also had a feeling like I was gonna make it. I
Yeah,
was very confident.
that's
Once
good.
the casting tape, I was just like I was myself, and I put my best foot forward. So if they don't pick me, then they're just not looking for me, you know. So yeah, that's how I felt, and they like me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Maybe that wouldn't have been the time, but then you try
Yeah,
again or try
yeah,
other things.
always. I never give up, you know.
So tell us about the process. I mean, when you are picked, when you first get the call and then you're actually picked, what is that like? Because there's a lot of great chefs that come on the show. How does that work when you're first picked? What happens next?
Yeah, so you don't know that you're on the show until filming starts. Like they have people come up as alternates, and in the contract it says you can possibly be an alternate. So I was just trying to think as positive as I could. And you go through like an extensively long process. You have to do a psych evaluation, you have to do a personality test, you have to do a health evaluation. There are so many things that you have to do. So it was months that I didn't know whether or not I got it or not. And then whenever I got the final notice right before filming, I couldn't even react because I had to focus and get ready to cook my signature dish. So they keep you on your toes 24/7.
How did you decide what your signature dish would be? That must have been really like, because your dishes are like your babies. How
Yeah,
do you decide what to present on this national, international reality TV series?
I honestly, I don't know what I was doing. Like I didn't even know what my signature dish was gonna be. I was like, okay, let me do something I made before. And then I was also thinking, I wanted to make stewed salmon with rice and peas, but I
Mm,
know that peas you have to soak them overnight, so I couldn't have that. And I know that he doesn't want me to use canned beans, so I had to just work with what I had. So I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I could do the stewed salmon, but then I need like rice with it. So I'm like, okay, let me make a coconut rice. And you have two different options, like two different dishes that you can make. Right before it's time to make it, they give you the one that they want you to make.
They
And
do.
yeah, like you really have to
be
adapt.
on your toes like
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they do that? Does it help you as a chef to be, on the fly like that, ready to react and adapt? Is that structured, you think, that way, so you don't get too complacent, don't get too comfortable? Because in a kitchen at a restaurant, whether it's a diner or a major, five-star situation, they, things can get crazy.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. They want to test you in ways that you haven't been tested before. In the real world, you're never going to be hit with a situation to where you have to cook something within 45 minutes, and all this money is on the line. So they kind of want to put you out of your element. And I feel like it helped me for the better because I was working in ways that I've never worked before. I had to get in tune with places in my brain that I've never, used before. I had to be creative in different ways. I had to be able to deal with adversity. So they push you to be your best because these are things that you've never experienced before.
Right, which is really good. That's great for your role as a chef, but even as a person, just developing and expanding, being able to relate to other people. Because here you are in a situation where you have colleagues, you have people that are also dreaming
Yeah.
of what you're dreaming of, not exactly, but in their own
Yeah.
ways. But yet at the same time, normally you would be rooting for each other, but now you're competing with
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
What's that feeling like when you have people that and they know that you want this and they want this and they've worked hard and you've worked hard? What is that feeling really like?
It's stressful.
It's got to
I mean,
be.
it's also inspiring because you see everybody trying their best. So sometimes
Yeah.
somebody may have a different outlook than you have and it may change your whole mindset. But like, it's stressful. And I feel like we were each other's biggest supporters because we're the only ones that know how it feels to be under that stress. But at the end of the day, I want to win. And I would
Right.
tell them that every day. I said, I'm here to win. I'm not here to just make it. And everybody's like, well, we're all here to win. And it's the truth. Sometimes it gets tough because everybody's competing against each other, but you also want to see the other person succeed, but not more than you.
Right.
That's
Right.
the
Right.
truth.
Exactly. Everybody, you can stop over to my house and try the dish that I made and won with.
Yeah. But
I
I would
know.
just focus on myself. That was like
Yes.
the most driving factor. I didn't want to worry about anybody else's experience, technique. I'm focused on me and improving because I'm out.
Because it's like a one shot, right? This is it. It's now. You're up at plate. You got the bat, and you got
Yeah,
to knock it out of the
it's
park,
you,
right?
Chef Ramsay. You
Where
know,
do you think for you that ability to focus comes from? Because a lot of times people have the focus in the beginning and then things throw them off and then they completely lose track and then things just get worse. The fire starts and then it's a flame. How what what did you call upon to be able to focus and stay in that zone you needed to be in?
I prayed a lot. And that's one. I feel like I had to. I'm very determined, and I had a mission going in there. And in the beginning, it was rocky for me. So every night, I would try to just get my head right, and every day was a new day. I was not holding on to the day before. So I just kept, just put my best foot forward every single day, and I ignored anybody else that
Yeah.
was maybe distracting. Like I
Yeah.
was there to be the best version of myself, and that's what I was trying to do.
I would imagine too, like if somebody's struggling, like we wouldn't know this as the viewer. Now I work in television, but yet haven't had affiliation with that particular series. Yet I would imagine. Do you ever have some times where, or have you ever seen where, like maybe one of the others is struggling and they would come to you or go to somebody else in hopes that they could help them with what they have to do, even though you're supposed to do the whole thing yourself and figure out ways to work through it all? Some people panic and do that.
I feel like not really. I feel like during challenges, we would try to help each other. If like you had a question, you can ask it out loud and we'll try to help because in the beginning, we're all working as a team. We're a red team. So if I know something that can help your dish get a point and potentially help our team win, why wouldn't I tell you that? So
Right.
we helped each other out. And because we all know we're learning, some things somebody may know that you don't know, it doesn't mean that they're better than you. They just have experience in something that you don't have.
Exactly. Exactly. So what was it that you decided to create and make on the show?
In terms of what?
The dish was there like an ultimate dish that you decided to make, or were there a couple of different ones that you made along the way?
So in the beginning, I decided to make the stew salmon, right, with the coconut.
Yeah.
And after that, everything else, you had no idea what you're making.
No
It
idea.
just depends on whatever the challenge was. Like we
Yeah.
had a challenge with the wok, and you had to run up to a podium and grab a dish.
Mm.
So if people beat you to it, you don't know what your ingredient is, and you just have to work with random ingredients and try to make it into a composed dish.
Wow.
And it really taught me to just use what I have and don't overthink, trust in the things that I've learned and just do it,
And just do it. Just get it done.
Yeah, just put your head down and do it.
Having that restaurant experience too prior really, really, I'm sure helped in such an incredible way, because you've had this experience, to be in these kitchens that can be demanding, which is, again, it was great to have sort of that background prior, right?
Of course, especially being in New York City.
Yes.
So we have like a lot of really nice restaurants, and
yeah,
you kind of see how it's run. And plus I've worked in a lot of open kitchens too. So open kitchens, you have to be a little bit more organized.
Yeah.
People can see what's going on. So I knew how to like put my head down and just push out the food. But it's extremely different because you're not expecting chef to come in your ear and yell at you every 5 seconds. So you have to just remain focused and not get distracted by like him yelling.
Yeah. Right. Kind of like a drill sergeant a little bit.
Yeah,
You're in boot camp a little bit there, and you're kind of like, and the other thing I would imagine too is you can't take it necessarily. You can learn from maybe what's being said, but you can't. Some people probably really take it personally, and then it throws them off. They get stuck in the one time where he did that initial yelling or expressing his enthusiasm, and they're stuck in that. They keep hearing that in their head, and that throws them off. You have to, he did that, now move on, right? Keep going.
I feel like during service, I know how to put my head down, and because it's an episode where I serve like raw chicken.
Yeah.
And my heart, when he says, "Summer, come here," like my heart drops.
Yes.
And at that point, I had to just say, you know what? I still have chicken that needs to be fried right now. So let me go put the next one down. And I'm like, "Chef, I got you, chef. Okay, 5 minutes." I just had to just keep pushing forward because I can't get caught in that little yell. Like, I'm not trying to go home.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not trying to go home. That's really what it is.
That's really what it is. We actually have a cool like promo clip that has been sent our way that we can show, which is Meet the Red Team, which is cool. Did you want to mention anything about it before we show it to the viewers?
I mean, no, look at my team.
It's all there and all assembled. Does everybody stay in touch too?
Yes, we have a group chat, actually. We talk every single day.
Oh, cool.
Like a majority of us, we're in a group chat. We speak every day and we meet up. Like even people that you wouldn't expect me to meet up with, like we are cool. Trust me.
That's awesome. You get to try each other's food and
we're
exchange.
Family. Like we live
You
together.
become right. Exactly right.
That's what people don't realize.
Yes, exactly. Let's take a look at this cool clip we've got here, folks, and then we'll be back with our very special guest, Chef Sommer Sellers, also contestant in the reality TV series Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay. We'll be back. Take a look at this.
Am I better off hiring a younger chef, bursting with energy, fresh ideas, great creativity, or hiring an older chef, solid as a rock? You're supposed to be the 20-something, not the slowest.
Working meat station is a song and dance. You sear it, put it in, and pick it up.
Ileana came into this kitchen like a little spark plug. As Chef Ramsay pushed her, she pushed herself even harder.
Ileana, that's rare. What the is going on?
I'm ready for it. Cocky, confidence, tomato, whatever you want to call it.
Vlad reminds me of my nephew when he was first starting to walk. Coming out of the gate, he was trying to run before he was crawling.
Honestly, I would pay $230 for that.
Daphne tried harder every day, and you saw that growth throughout the competition.
I ran out of salmon, I'm sorry.
Do you have any salmon on you? Did you bring a fresh? No, just can't pluck a salmon from the air.
Alejandro,
I'm an executive chef, right?
Yes, chef.
Show me.
methodical, focused, super clean. Played it like an angel for a big guy with big meaty hands. So delicate on the plate.
Every component on the plate.
Sommer came into this competition and was just a natural born leader. I knew that I could always rely on Sommer to help out the ones around her.
I need you to help me a little bit more, please, okay?
Yeah, I'm learning too, and you don't need to push like that. I got it.
Elizabeth, I think when times got tough, she knew where to sneak in and where to kind of stay under the radar.
I'll turn anything into a competition.
Come on, Brett, you should be cooking shrimp with your eyes closed.
I had really high hopes for Brett because Brett gave me high hopes for Brett. He came in, led with a lot of confidence, but you need the street cred to be able to back it up.
I'm betting on me.
Cheyenne, beautifully cook the scallops.
Thank you, chef.
Nothing makes me feel older than having to coach a 21-year-old. She still has that youthfulness.
Oh my God, I almost fell out my chair.
The first time I met Sakari was during Signature Dish. I thought, no chance is he pulling this off. And he didn't only wow me, but he wowed the pants off Chef Ramsay too.
I'm just sad that I can only give you 5. Congratulations.
Guys, we got this. Go red team. Go red team. Hey.
Wow. That's the red team in the house, right? Really, really cool. It's exciting to be a part of something like that, huh?
Very. Always wanted to do something like that, and actually do it is amazing.
You know, we have some other cool clips that have been sent our way too, different things where you're cooking. Let's take a look at some of these, and then maybe we'll show one first, and then we'll talk about it when we come back. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, here's this first one.
Hello, I'm Chef Sommer Sellers from season 21 of Hell's Kitchen, and today I'll be making a seared chicken supreme with butternut squash puree and sauteed Swiss chard. Okay, now I have my chicken stock working, my chicken supremes are prepped out. Now I have to make the butternut squash puree. So I have to preheat my oven to 350, and then I'm gonna cut up the butternut squash into small pieces along with some carrots, roast it, and then I'm gonna blend it. So. Okay, let's check on our butternut squash with a little bit of carrots. That smells like fall.
Wow. I'm starving now after
Yeah.
watching. Tell us about all that we were seeing. That's cool. You
Yeah,
did that in a New York minute.
I wanted to do something like inspired by fall, so like butternut squash, that's the staple.
Love it. Yeah.
And then I also wanted to, do a chicken supreme. That's something that we do a lot in the industry.
Yeah.
Some Swiss chard, just a simple meal that anybody can make, and you can like make it look really nice with that color of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you salivating like I am right now, just even watching it?
'Cause I know what it tastes like.
You know what it tastes like. Exactly. That's really, we've got another one here. We'll show this too, and then we'll talk about it after. I know our viewers are starving right now, and we appreciate them in the comments. Here's another clip we've got here of Chef Sommer Sellers in action doing her thing.
Hello,
Come cook
I'm
with
Chef
me.
Sommer Sellers from season 21 of Hell's Kitchen, and today I'll be making a seared chicken supreme with butternut squash puree and sauteed Swiss chard. Okay, now I have my chicken stock working, my chicken supremes are prepped out. Now I have to make the butternut squash puree. Okay, let's check on our butternut squash. Okay. That smells like fall.
Now, I think that's the same thing, but it has the music, right? Oh, you muted your mic there.
Oh
There
yeah,
you go. So they
I
sent
looked
one
at
with
the video.
they sent one with music and I guess one
Yeah,
without, huh?
I know one got cut off a little bit. That's okay.
So now they get to see that twice. Now they're doubly hungry.
I mean, now they get to make it though. Like,
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. This is so cool. This is very exciting for you. All these cool things that are truly happening for you. You know, like you say, Chef Ramsay can be very expressive and very passionate. Um, he goes off sometimes where people mess up. Did you find him to be like that in person? When the cameras stopped rolling and the lights were off, still vocal in that way?
no, I feel like behind the scenes, even like cameras are rolling, but they just choose not to show it. I can still hear the music from the video. I don't know.
Do you hear it? Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't. Yeah, I don't hear that. Yeah,
I don't know why. But okay, so
yeah.
behind the scenes, he's like really cool, and he'll help you with anything you want to know. Like he's very in tune with the process, and he's there to help you, and he'll never let you go into service not knowing what you're doing. If you have a question, he'll answer it, and he's very like kind and patient. Like you don't see that, but he gives you a lot of chances before he yells and goes crazy. So yeah, he's very patient behind the scenes.
So he really wants you to succeed.
Yeah,
It's important that you succeed, and it's
he speaks to us individually as well. Like
which is fantastic.
yeah,
Did he make you nervous at all, or did you find it more of a mentoring type of relationship?
I was nervous in the beginning. Like I was nervous, but I felt like he was more of a mentor right after the first challenge because first I'm like in my head, but once service came around, he walked over. He's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Let me show you how I want it." And then you watch like, "Okay, thank you, chef." And he's like, "Okay, I want everybody to be good." Like he tells jokes. Like he's very cool.
yeah.
He
Which is
makes you feel
awesome.
comfortable, too.
Right. Yeah, that's the best way to be. And that's a lot of people might not realize that until you're, sharing it with us here on the program. Now, people watching may say, gee, it looks like there was some interaction with one of the other cast members, a little bit back and forth. How do you feel about that? And how do you feel about being maybe perceived where there was a little bit of a
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't like that, especially
right,
knowing that there's so much more to me
right.
and so much more to that situation than that they showed. But at the end of the day, I signed up for this, so
Yeah.
I should know what to expect too. But then another thing is, I wish that they showed times where I was apologetic or times where I was helping out the team or having one-on-ones with people on my team who are struggling. They don't really show everything behind the scenes, but
Yeah.
they want ratings. So
were they portraying you from what, we've read as the black woman with an attitude? Is that how they were sort of billing it?
I really I don't know. Like I feel like no, because
Good. Yeah.
there were times that, you know, I wasn't having it. So like
Right.
that's me.
Right.
But then I feel like, you know, they could have shown other things, you know, like I said, times where I was empathetic to other people, or times where I did apologize, and I noticed that they would just cut certain things out. And, you know, editing, it takes on a world of its own. So I wouldn't say that they did, but I wish that they highlighted some of my softer side.
Right. Right. Exactly. Which people are seeing right here on the Jim Masters show. That's it. Lovety land here with all the loveties. They're already saying you're a lovety here on the show as well.
Exactly. I'm a lovety.
Absolutely. You know, with the time constraints, chef, to prepare these dishes, you know, and the limited time to get the ingredients together, how do you manage to cook under pressure, but at the same time still ensure that your dish comes out perfect for the judges? That's a real balancing act, huh?
It is. And it was one that I had to learn how to juggle. In the beginning, like the time was tough for me. It was tough to manage my time and to think effectively. So I feel like whenever I got in there to do a challenge, I did not worry. Whatever I was getting thrown at, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I didn't second guess whatever I thought I was going to do. Because that's where I found trouble, where I was like, oh, I don't know whether I'm going to do this wing or this wing. But whenever you go in there with a plan and you just execute it to your best abilities, then that's the best thing that you can honestly do, because second guessing yourself is not good on Hell's Kitchen.
No.
The first day I put sugar in my rice and it bit me. Like
it did.
I was like, damn, why did I do this? Because I didn't go in there with a plan. I was just a little bit worried. It's something I never did before. And I was just trying to put things together instead of just saying, Summer, relax, do what you know, and do it well.
Now, rice in the sugar, is that something that actually, if you did do it, is there a way to pull that off?
I mean, I feel like it wasn't bad though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like it wasn't bad because I put like coconut and a little sweet, but he told me it was like dessert. So I'm like,
like a rice pudding.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so don't put sugar in your rice ever. Yeah. I would just say, just don't.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. For me.
Right. Save that for the rice pudding or whatever
Please, for
you're
your
doing.
Desserts, not
Exactly. How many contestants did the show start off with, Chef? And how many left now?
So we started off with 18 and there's 9 chefs now. So we're halfway there. It's crazy.
It really, really is. It's very exciting. It's exciting to have you, you know, at this time too, while these things are actually, you know, occurring.
Yeah.
You know, we know at the time of this show here, the Jim Masters show airing, that episode of the season is airing now. But in a sense, it's sort of over because it's already done, but it's now being seen on the network by the public. Do you still talk with the other contestants and you're all friends? You were mentioning that you still getting, you know,
we got a
group chats and
so every day we speak. Every week, like they'll send us clips from the episode and we're like laughing at each other, sending memes of each other because we know like who gets eliminated. So like we'll make fun of somebody about how they got eliminated and like we're all jokes. Like we love each other.
Which is cool, right? That's like the gravy, pun intended. That's the gravy or the icing on the cake of a situation like this. You know, if you had a big gig coming up, what contestants, it's probably hard to even decide, but what contestants on the show would you ask to sort of come help you cook and prepare the food on that big gig?
So honestly, whoever's available. There's 2 other chefs on the show that live in New York, Tara and Sakari. Me and Sakari actually did an event at Soho House with Hexclad. And we each had 2 dishes on the menu and we collabed with each other. So that was like really fun. But yeah, pretty much anybody on the show who's available and will come fly out here, like we're all down to help each other. So yeah, anybody.
Is the show shot in New York or is it shot in LA?
It's shot in LA, Burbank.
So how when they call you, how long do you have to be out there for, or do they tell you expect to be out here minimally based on whether or not you continue,
Yeah.
at least plan for this window from
So
yeah.
since we filmed during COVID, we had to be there for 5 weeks, 2 weeks for quarantine, and 3 weeks of filming. So you film every single day except for Sunday. Sunday is like your little break.
Yeah.
So in Cali for 5 weeks is crazy. And also, if you don't make it to top 10, you go straight home.
You go straight back.
So
Now,
if you're top 10, you're going to be there the whole time.
You're going to be there the whole time. Now, did you have to make those preparations? Was there an employer or anybody you had to tell, I'm going to be going to California for a few weeks and I'll be back?
So when I found out I was going to go on the show, I started working back at Oceana because I wanted to get back in that fast pace, 500 covers a night. I wanted to get back in there and get my feet wet. And I told my boss, I'm like, hey, I made it on Hell's Kitchen. And they were hyped for me. And I said, I'm going to be gone for 5 weeks. And they were fine with it. And yeah, I left. I came back. I stayed there for probably like 2 more months. And then I left after I came back.
Cool. That's great.
It was great.
Now, the judges themselves on the show, the viewers probably want to know something like this. Are the judges always other chefs, or are they always celebrities? I mean, is this something where anybody can go on the show and taste some of the food and be a judge? How does that work?
So majority of the time, the judges are Michelin star chefs or just well-known chefs who have restaurants, and it just depends on the specific challenge that we have. So if it caters to game, like we had the other day, they brought like the 2 chefs that have the restaurant Animal in LA. And yeah, it all depends, but I don't think we've ever had a judge that wasn't in the food industry somehow.
That makes sense because they know, when something is done right. And
then, I mean, if they're not in the food industry, how do you think we feel if they're like judging our food and telling us what we need to do better? It's just like,
and it's somebody they just roped off the street or something, right? You're like, what?
Okay, well, let me taste that. Let me see.
That's
but,
right.
I mean, Chef Ramsay, he's always going to be a judge too. So, like, he's the one that you really got to look out for.
He's the one you've got to really impress. Do you get nervous when the judges are tasting the dish that you prepared?
No, not really. Sometimes I just want to hear what they have to say. Sometimes if I look at my dish and I'm like, I know this is good, but I don't know if their dish is better. The person from the opposite team. So it's all about reading their facial expressions and just trusting what you put on the plate.
You probably learn from each other too. There's probably some of the others that saw your dishes and they're like, I really like that. And some dishes you saw some of the others make that you're like, that's kind of cool. I never thought of that either. You probably learn from each other in a certain way, even though it's a competition.
Yeah, and we definitely learn from each other every day.
Yeah.
Even with like how to deal with certain situations, because this season is 20s versus 40 somethings. So the 40 somethings, they have a lot more life experience. And sometimes they'll like let you know, like, hey, you could have done this or whatever. We're consistently helping each other, and we all want to be better.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's about getting better and fine-tuning the skills along the way. So do you guys all like staying in a big house together while taping, or are you all in a hotel room? How do they have you set up?
So we all live in a dorm. There's 4 rooms.
It's like college. Yeah.
It is like college. 2 bathroom stalls and 3 shower stalls. So we're all 18 people in like a dorm, and we're like having fun, cooking dinner, enjoying each other's company. And then the moment chef calls you down to the kitchen, we're at each other's throats. But I feel like we love the experience living together. Some of us want to like rent a big mansion and all of us come in and like stay together for like a couple weeks so we can live that experience.
That is so cool. That is fantastic. It is. It does sound a little bit like college.
It was fun. We had a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
But we couldn't drink though. That was the other thing. We couldn't have any alcohol.
Chef Ramsay is definitely a food mogul for sure. He does Hell's Kitchen, Master Chef, Kitchen Nightmares, and the list goes on and on. How many restaurants does Chef Ramsay have?
A lot. Like I
Yeah,
couldn't even tell you. He has a lot of restaurants just in America.
yeah,
He has a lot in the UK as well. So like the list for him goes on. And he has a lot of Michelin stars as well. So that's like it's impressive to work with him and to just
yes.
to have him mentor you and tell you things to help you be better, which is like amazing.
Does he? Yeah, I was going to say, does he inspire you? And there are certain things about the way he does things that you aspire to as well after, you know, getting a chance to, and, still having the energy of his?
Yeah. He told me, because we were saying, like, I told Chef, I said, I need 8 hours of sleep. And he said, listen, if you get 8 hours of sleep, you're wasting 25 years of your life. He said that he doesn't sleep that much because he has so much things to get done. His drive is inspiring. He started cooking when he was like my age, when he was like in his 20s.
He
And
did.
what
Yeah.
he has done with his career is amazing. His focus, his composure, and all of those things are things that I want to be better at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This photo here, what's happening here? Is it like just a conversation? Is he giving you pointers? What's happening there?
So this is like midway through the
Yeah.
season. He has a one-on-one with everybody. And a fun fact, this was my birthday. While we were filming, I turned 24. And he was just talking to me. He said, you were struggling at the beginning, but right now you're at a point where just keep excelling.
Yeah.
Don't go back. So this is really what I needed to get those gears in motion.
Right. Cool. That's great. That's a very important moment there that we're taking
Yeah,
a
I
look
even
at.
look nervous. Look at my posture. I'm scared.
That's but
It's
again,
a big deal. It's just me and Chef Ramsay, having a one-on-one. Like it's normal.
right, exactly. Now, there's a lot of chefs out there, and sort of like a random question, but are there a lot of, from what you've experienced, which would be fantastic, a lot of up and coming Black chefs from what you've seen, and a lot of famous ones out there too? G. Garvin, of course, B. Smith cooked a bit. Tell us about some of that. It's very inspiring and empowering for others who might be watching, Hell's Kitchen and watching us chat right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, Black chefs out there that's doing their thing. I feel like in the places that I've worked, I've been like, there's only been a couple of Black chefs, and I've been the only female one. So yeah, that was like an inspiration itself for me. And Sakari, he's on the show as well. He's like the other Black person on the show. He's the only Black guy on the show. And I met up with him in the city. His friend that he worked with at 11 Madison Park, he's the first Black chef to have a Michelin star. And like we celebrated that with him. So just being on the show put me in situations to where I meet the first Black chef to have a Michelin star.
Isn't that cool?
That's inspiring to me. And
Yes.
he's like 30. So it's just like, wow, like you can do anything if you just put your head down and get it done. Stay focused on the goals.
That's right. Exactly. Yes, absolutely. So would you say now you are a hometown celebrity now when you walk through the streets of New York City? And what does your family think about the success of you being on this national, if not international, television reality series?
I feel like I always was a celebrity. That's how I carried myself when I walked down the street. But no, yeah, I feel like a little bit. Like I
Do you
feel
get
like,
a table quickly when you walk into a restaurant? You get a table quickly?
People don't know me though. When I walk out the
Right.
street, people are not like, I feel like New York, they're like, oh, who cares?
There's so many
But when I go to
people.
like my friends' restaurants, people like, oh, VIP, VIP. And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. People watch the show, but I feel like in New York, they don't really acknowledge you. But when I went to like Vegas, there was people out there saying, oh, that's VIP. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know me. So, I mean, there's been like little bits of where I felt like I was a little celebrity, but not in my hometown, which is sad.
There's a little, I think I hear a little branding there. VIP, you know me.
Everything is VIP. Come on.
Instead of OPP, you know me.
Yeah.
Yeah, VIP, you know me.
VIP, you know me.
That's really cool. Maybe you can even give some tips because at the time of this show, we are in the holiday season, and a lot of people are scrambling, to do what they need to do to get ready. As we approach the holiday, a lot of folks are looking for simple recipes, of course, ideas for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. We saw the video of you doing your thing. What are some other tips you can give people to sort of get through the craziness of the holidays?
I feel like prep. Don't wait until it's Christmas Day to start cooking. Prep the day before. Make sure you have your mise en place, which is all the things that you need. Like if you need to cut your onions, cut your onions. So that's a step that you don't have to do when it's time to cook. And work on your time management. Don't overwhelm yourself. Have people bring dishes so you're not doing everything. And that's the best advice that I could give.
That's a great idea. Yeah, time management.
Time management is the most important thing, especially when you're cooking for a lot of people.
Right. Yes. Now, how are your holidays? You're going to do people, because you're a chef, does everybody ask you to be the cook, the chef?
A lot of the times, but people don't understand when you cook every single day.
You don't want to have to
cook when you're at home.
Right.
Like, come on. But if it's a celebration, I don't mind to cook like a dish or two, but I'm not cooking everything. I come with the charge. I'm a celebrity. No, I'm just
VIP, you know me.
Exactly. Got it. You're getting it.
Right. Exactly right. What side dishes would you suggest to go? Some other side dishes to go with the chicken, that we saw in that quick video.
Side dishes. For me, I love rice. Rice is a staple in my house, so I eat rice almost every day.
Without sugar.
Exactly. You're learning.
That's
wow.
it. That's it. Taking notes.
Yeah.
I'm a mashed potato. I love mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. I put a lot of butter on my mashed potatoes and heavy whipping cream.
Oh,
I like that fat.
Yes.
Yukon Gold potatoes.
Yes.
That's the best. That's the best one. Yukon Gold potatoes.
You know what my mother does? She's done it for years. She puts, when she makes the potatoes, she puts a little bit of the evaporated milk in it.
Okay, yeah.
And wow, what that does, it makes the golden, but it also adds just a tinge of sweetness, just a tinge.
Yeah.
And suddenly from boring potatoes that you have sometimes when you go out to eat and you taste and you're like, this tastes like they made it out of the box.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it really perks it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
I love evaporated milk, but I've never tried it in my mashed potatoes though. So maybe I might take some notes from you.
Isn't that good? Right? That's
apply for the show.
That's mom's recipe, I tell you. Yeah. Christmas is big, with the cooking and the baking and the whole thing.
I do a lot of baking at home too.
You do a lot of baking?
Yeah, I make like cheesecake. My mom has always requested me to make her cheesecake. I make like cakes. I do brownies. I do like a lot of different stuff. I like to cook sometimes,
I was going to say, do you have a signature, like the dish everyone would say is Sommer Sellers dish? Because like Patti LaBelle has her sweet potato pies and other recipes. What would you say is Sommer's signature?
Like dessert? I feel like now it's like my cherry cheesecake that I make with a graham cracker crust, and I make like the cherry compote and stuff. But I'm working on my chocolate lava cake. I've been perfecting a recipe, and I've been making it at my job, and everybody loves it. So that's coming up. That's my new signature. I'm trying to change it around.
So are you still working with Oceana? Where are you now?
So I'm not working at Oceana. I'm working back at Huertas, which is Papa's restaurant that I worked at before.
Yeah.
And I'm there part-time, just helping out, It's in the East Village.
It's in East Village.
Yeah. On like First Avenue and 7th.
Very nice.
So yeah, it's a popping place. It's
a lot of creativity on the menu.
Yeah, and I like to make it fun some days. I tell everybody, like, let's do a competition, and we each make a dish, and then have the front of the house judge it, and then whoever wins, like, they get to eat. Say, I won. Yeah,
and they get to eat it.
Yeah, no.
That's the prize. While the viewers are sort of taking their notes and loving this conversation, what are some other holiday quick dishes you suggest specifically for a beginner that might be watching, saying, "Oh, I'll never get to the level that Chef Sommer Sellers is," and you never know. You got to try. You got to work. But what would be some holiday dishes, some quick ones that a beginner could do? Maybe who's trying to cook breakfast or dinner.
I feel like for me, this is a good start. Is a seafood salad. So. Excuse me.
That's it.
Sick, guys. So you boil your noodles and you cook your pasta. Then you cut up some celery, some carrots, a little bit of garlic if you want, some red peppers. Cook like your lobster, whatever. You don't even have just hit some butter in it with a little bit of canola oil till it's firm. Cut it up in pieces. Mix it in with the macaroni and your top vegetables and some mayonnaise, salt, pepper. That's it. You can season it how you like it, but that's like super simple and it'll go a long way. A lot of people like it.
Getting really hungry with this episode of the Jim Masters Show series, folks. I tell you. What would you suggest for somebody, for a big Christmas dinner? What would be a good dish to make for the big Christmas dinner?
So I feel like Thanksgiving is turkey, Christmas is roasted chicken. So roasted chicken for me is like a staple for Christmas, and it's easy to make. You just have to get your seasonings right. Make sure your chicken is oiled properly so the skin can stay crispy. And put it in the oven and forget it. So roasted chicken for me, I feel like that's easy and it's something that goes a long way.
Why do you love so much what you do? And what are some of those blessings and joys in your life that keep you focused, keep you going forward? And what is a very demanding, unpredictable, competitive industry, kind of like this industry is? What are some of those blessings and joys and inspirations for you that keep you going, Chef?
Just know, looking back to where I started and looking at me now, that keeps me going. Also, when people taste my food and they're happy, and when people come and say, "Oh, that was the best halibut I've ever had," and I'm like, "Wow, thank you. I know that my technique was there." So, making people enjoy the food, that's something that pushes me forward. And I have a lot of pride in the food that I put up. So it's like a work of art. Every plate I put out is like a piece of me. And I love to see it. I love to see my creativity, and I love to push myself in ways that I've never pushed myself before.
And it is, you are, as much as a culinary expert and a chef, you're an artist. There's an art and a science to what you're doing. And the science in the kitchen, the art in the kitchen, and presentation is really so important, isn't it?
It is. And it takes a while to know, okay, how do I want to present this? Because it's not necessarily how you want to present it, but it's the ingredients that you have to work with.
Right.
If something is crispy, you don't want to put it right on your sauce because that's going to make it soggy. So you have to work with your ingredients and you have to highlight them in certain ways. So that goes into your plating. So it becomes a piece of art and you don't know where it's going to take you.
What would you say to somebody watching who's always wanted to cook, but they're intimidated by it? Oh, nobody's going to like what I make. Oh, I can't even boil water and I burn toast all the time. What would you say to inspire them? Because I could see you, as time goes on, teaching other people, teaching culinary as you've been taught, something that probably you love and would love to do at some point down the line.
Yeah. I feel like don't give up.
Yeah.
If it tastes nasty, then you know what not to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So keep trying, keep experimenting, watch other chefs. You can watch Hell's Kitchen because you can watch people fail miserably there and see them bounce back. So that should be a little inspiration for you. Don't give up, keep trying and test yourself, try different recipes. You never know what may work for you.
That's right. Because as you're showing here, the third time is the charm.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's it.
Exactly.
Keep going, That's it. That's it. So folks may be saying, okay, so where can I see it? It's on Fox
Yeah, and you can
television
catch it on
network
Hulu. So
and
they're
Hulu
not
too.
out now, and they're all on Hulu. We're on like a 3-week break until January 5th.
For the
So
holidays, yeah.
yes, you can catch up. You can see my mistakes. And you can see my triumphs.
And you can see what happens,
Yeah,
what
you can
the
see
the
it's
results are.
VIP. That's the real question. Is it VIP?
That's right. So it's got to be exciting to see it afterward, to see you've done it and it's airing, but to be watching it back has to be kind of exciting. How do you
It's
do it?
very
Do you get the family together? Are you all watching it together? How's that happening for you?
So my mom, she gets anxiety watching it, so she watches it by herself, and I watch it by myself too because I want to see what they missed, and I want to see like I don't know, it just highlights for each episode that I have personally that I like to just watch and kind of soak in because yeah, it's one thing to live the experience, it's another thing to watch it. So yeah, I like to do that alone. But my dad, like, he calls me every week after an episode airs to tell me what he thought about the show. Like, they love watching me.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, they're obsessed with me.
Yeah, they're proud of their daughter and they're excited for you and they realize that you've done a lot so far. I mean, been working at these incredible places in New York City of all places, and then ended up on Hell's Kitchen. You could have ended up on a show that's a competition show that maybe isn't like Hell's Kitchen. Maybe it's got a little bit of a sweeter vibe to it. But you said, no, throw me in the fire. I want to really be tested, which I think is very, very cool.
Yeah, I like that whole. I like to be put to the test. I like to overcome anything that's thrown in my way. So I just felt like they picked me. It was something that they saw in me. So let me show them what I have.
Absolutely.
Let me just do what I do every day at work. That's how I saw it. I'm like, I do this every day at work. I should be able to do it on TV. It doesn't matter.
That's right. Exactly. So folks, again, you can find it on Fox Television Network. You can also find it on Hulu. It's really exciting. And what about places where people can connect? I would imagine you're probably very active on Instagram, right?
Yes, I'm very active on Instagram. My Instagram is Sommer Sellers, SommerSellers. My Facebook is the same. You can follow me on there. And I'm also on Twitter at Chef Sommer _. Yeah. So I'm on there tweeting every week that the show is up. Like, I'm live tweeting. I want to see what people have to say. So it's
right,
fun.
exactly. Yeah, get some of the feedback as well. And then if people are wanting to bring you in for like a catered event, book you for a gig, do they go to those places as well to reach out?
Yes, you can reach out to me on Instagram, or you can also reach out to my publicist.
Yeah.
It's kfieldspr@gmail.com. So.
Perfect. Cool stuff. This was awesome. I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, and the show met whatever expectations you had, Chef. This was really awesome.
Oh, my cat wants to say hi.
Oh, yes. There's the cat there. Who do we have there?
This is my boy. His name is Whitey because he's white, but his nose is black. He's sweet.
Look at that. And he looks like he's just relaxing.
Yeah.
And
he's 12 years old, so.
He's saying, with all this food, you're talking to Jim Masters about, when do I get to eat?
I don't know. When are you cooking? No,
it was good. Right. He doesn't help out in the kitchen. He just.
No.
Does he have a special? Does he eat special stuff, or since you're a chef, or does he?
No, but he's very picky though. If he
he's
doesn't
picky.
like a certain food that we get him, he won't eat it. He's very he runs the house. If you didn't know.
Oh yeah. So it's all about
Yeah, he's sweet. Oh, okay.
It's like, wait a minute, I'm union. I need more. I'm union. I'm a union cat, and if I go on camera and I have lines, it's going to cost you. Look at him. He's upright, like saying, "What's going on?"
Hey. Okay. Oh,
See, he's feisty.
Is there a little chicken broth on your thumb? Is that what it is?
No, he's an alpha. He's an alpha male cat. So like, he doesn't play with me. He wants to relax right now, and he doesn't want me to bother him.
He's like, come on, this TV stuff.
like-
I've been seeing you in Hell's Kitchen every week. What's going on here? Now you got to do more?
Yeah, he's sweet. Look at him. He's really sweet, but he acts kind of sour sometimes.
He's the star, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I love him.
That's fantastic. That's really, really cool. And her next show is Cooking with Kitty.
That's a good idea, though. Like,
See? Yeah, right?
hope he will be with it, though.
Oh, yes. Absolutely right. Yeah. And cool with the nose, the black nose. I don't think I've seen that in a while. Or ever.
Handsome. Show them your nose. Yeah.
What kind of cat is it?
He's just like a regular. Yeah.
Yeah, feisty. Feisty. He's like, okay, you're talking about me behind my back here.
He's leaving.
He took off, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, if you're not going to feed me, then I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to food for an hour.
He wants to be on my bed, but me not touch him.
Not you be on your own bed.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That is funny. This was fantastic. Best of the holidays to you and your family, and spread the word about the Jim Masters show. You're welcome back anytime, Chef. We'll keep the porch light on for you. And truly, I had a blast. I know the viewers too, and they've learned a lot, and they're going to be following the series if they're not already following it. I've been watching it, and good luck with everything to you and all. And let's stay in touch. Let's stay connected.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I absolutely have with
great.
you.
Like, you were very easygoing, and you asked all the right questions.
Perfect. It's must be a New York thing. You're a New Yorker too, and that's it. You probably know where to go for a good slice of pizza too. Well, Brooklyn, I mean, all you have to do is go right around the corner.
Yeah, I have a lot of like pizza places by me.
Yeah, is he still entertaining you?
Yeah, so he's over here doing something that he shouldn't be doing. He likes to stand on my glass.
So
glass.
That is.
I can't.
He's a handful. That's it. But you survived. You're surviving Hell's Kitchen, so
yeah, I could survive this.
Survive
right?
the right.
Hell's Kitty.
Hell's Kitty. That's right. This was awesome. You be well. Merry Christmas and, happy Kwanzaa and Happy New Year and everything to you and your family, and continued blessings and joy. And we'll welcome you back hopefully soon. And now we're all going to go and make a sandwich because we are starving, Chef.
Well, enjoy that sandwich and happy holidays to you and your family.
Thanks, Chef. It's a blessing to have you with us. And congratulations on all the beautiful things that have happened thus far, that are happening, and that are yet to happen as well. And hopefully we'll be able to stop in, the restaurant where you are there in the city, and I'll let you know when we're coming.
Okay.
All right. You be well. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Amazing, right? You can see her on Hell's Kitchen. Really fantastic. Awesome. Talking about Chef Sellers, Sommer Sellers. Yeah. And that is at the time of our show right now, the airing of the Jim Masters show. The series is on Fox right now. It's airing on Fox Television, the Fox Television Network. It's also airing on the streaming service Hulu. And these are shots from the actual show that were sent to us exclusively here, which is really, really cool. Really nice. Yeah, her doing everything. You can see the focus, right? You can see how focused she is and really loving it. And here she is talking to Gordon Ramsay. And he's a star of his own right. And there she is. Cool stuff. Chef Sommer Sellers from New York City by way of the reality TV series Hell's Kitchen, right here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show, Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series. Very cool to have Chef Sommer here, and hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. A lot of fun. Hope you guys took some notes. I know you're probably very hungry and starving like I am after hearing all of this, but boy, she's a master of the craft, educated, experienced, passionate, focused, determined, and yeah, you can see her airing now on the reality TV series Hell's Kitchen. So check it out on Fox Television Network and also on Hulu, and you get to see Chef Sellers doing her thing in action. So great to have her right here on the Jim Masters Show. And during the holidays too, she had some holiday tips for you guys as well, with some of the foods you can make. And don't put sugar in the rice. That was a big tip that she wanted to share. Don't put sugar in the rice, unless I guess you're going to make rice pudding, right? Hope you guys enjoyed this. Every episode of the Jim Masters Show is something unique, special, different, fun, and we always have a good time. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. A very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year from Jim Masters and all of us at the Jim Masters Show Live series. We love having you with us. We love when you tune in and you comment and you give us feedback on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Give us a like if you enjoyed this episode. The like is the thumbs up icon on the episode itself. It looks kind of like this. Maybe not as sparkly, but that's the thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment on our YouTube channel. I know you hear us say that, but it's so important when you do that, because it gives us feedback about our shows, our series, but also it allows the series episodes to be blasted out to more people around the world. We have an international audience, but that helps us grow that audience and welcome more people as well. So like, comment, and do subscribe if you haven't had a chance to do that. Click the red button, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything when you do that. You're part of the JMS Lovity family, which is continuing to grow. We're always welcoming more and more new people to the viewership and the family here at the Jim Masters Show. And I love that. So it was really great having the chef on the show. Like I said, we cover everything from culinary arts to television and film, stage, music, Broadway, Hollywood, child stars, celebrities, authors, inspiring people, experts, just something for everybody, like a traditional talk show does. And I love it. Hope your holiday season is going well. Hope you guys are doing well. And we wish you nothing but continued joy and blessing. Don't forget, you can binge watch on hundreds of episodes of the Jim Masters Show series on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. So join us there in the Jim Masters Show Lovity Hall group as well. And let us know if you have guest suggestions, people you'd like to see on the show, or folks, or maybe you represent somebody and you'd like to see them appear on our Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series. It's amazing. We are booked out, weeks and weeks in advance with our shows and our guests. And that just blows my mind. So many people that want to be a guest, want to appear on, want to join me and all of us here on the Jim Masters Show. I'm humbled by that. And I think it's so cool. We're working really hard behind the scenes here to put all these shows together for you and you and you and you. And I hope you're enjoying them. Let us know. Give us some feedback and celebrate the show. You can also share the YouTube episode links on your social media. Thanks to those of you who have been doing that. Thanks to those of you who watch these shows either live or archived as we, pump all these shows out for you, hundreds of episodes. And we thank you for the loyalty, the folks who make themselves known by leaving the comments, those who watch quietly. Do leave a comment on our YouTube channel. That really does help us, and give us a like. And don't forget to relax, gang. Even during the holiday season, take some moments to relax and enjoy the season. We love to show this. We used to show this at the beginning, well, not the beginning of the show, but the beginning of our series, actually, almost 3 years ago. And so we like to show that now. We don't say goodbye around here. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers. Buenos noches, hasta la vista, sayonara, shalom, slancha, moi loop, cheerio, Ciao and cheers. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Spread the word about our Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series, doing something quite unique here for all of you, and I hope you're enjoying it. This is your host, Jim Masters. Again, best of the holiday season. Many more episodes coming up, so stick with us right here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and the Jim Masters Show series, designed for all of you and for all of us to come together and celebrate life and good times with great guests and lots of levity. Cool stuff. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again on the next one. Okay. I'll be right here waiting for you in the host chair here in JMS Levity Hall on the Jim Masters Show. Happy holidays. Be well and cheers.